On tonight's North Fulton Prep Rally, you won't see comprehensive coverage like this anywhere. From 5A, Northview battles with the school that discovered gravity. But would Newton apply that law of nature to football? No more Hudson Mason at Lassiter, but Milton knows the Trojans are still a slippery bunch. Check out that ball game later in the show. Death, taxes, and Marist makes the playoffs, but Southwest Dekalb, they're no joke either. Panthers and War Eagles get nasty, and we'll show you. NFPR defies you to get your North Fulton football better anywhere else, and it starts right now.
Comcast presents your source for North Fulton High School sports. This is North Fulton Prep Rally.
Hello and welcome to this edition of North Fulton Prep Rally here on Comcast Channel 25, where we bring you all the latest action from your favorite high school in the North Fulton area. You can catch us here weeknights at 6, 8, and 10. I'm Brian Wise alongside Nathan Shutter, and Nathan, region play begins for the 5A teams this week, but there were some tough non-region games left on the schedule as we get to our keys to the weekend. Titans have a tough second half against Northview. Against
Newton. Northview ends up losing 36-21 in this game. Titans actually led 21-9 at the half, so a tough one there for Northview.
And the Eagles lose a close one.
Yeah, they hang with Lassiter through a half, actually leading there, but end up falling 28-17 against that high-powered offense from Lassiter.
And the War Eagles win big.
That was a big win for them over Southwest Dekalb. They really needed this to stay in the region playoff hunt. 23-6 over Southwest Dekalb. Big game for the quarterback there, Miles. So good things for the War Eagles.
Yeah, well, let's get to the highlights, and we start things off at Northview, where the Titans were looking for a little momentum heading into region play. But first up, the visiting Newton Rams would pose a challenge. The Titan defense would set the tone early in the game with a sack on Rams quarterback Demetrian Brown by number 42, Van King, off the edge. The Titans offense would join in on their next possession with a nice touchdown run from Terrence Upshaw, giving the Titans a lead of 7-0.
Good run there by Terrence. The defense of the Titans would get right back at the Rams. The snap goes over the head of Brown, and right there is King to record another sack.
But however, on the very next play, Brown would find senior wideout Deshaun McKenzie for the 58-yard touchdown passes. There was not a Titan in there. That would even the game up at 7 apiece. On the ensuing kickoff, Titan return man Matt Beyondich would find a hole. He's going to break a tackle or two before finally being drugged down from behind. However, the Titans would not capitalize on that great return.
After the Titans defense stopped the Rams, TJ Brown would take the punt, find a hole, and return the ball 50 yards for the touchdown, giving the Titans a 14-7 second quarter lead.
And the Rams would get a safety on their next Titan possession, and the ball setting up a possible go-ahead touchdown. TJ Brown would have something to say about that as he comes down with a jump ball in the end zone, preserving the 14-9 lead. Northview would go on to add another touchdown and lead 21-9 at the half, but it was all Rams in the second half as Titans fall 36-21. All right, Nathan, tough loss there for Northview. How do they rebound from that?
Well, that was a tough one. It's almost like the two teams switched places at halftime. Tough loss there for Northview. Had all the momentum in the world heading into halftime, and came out a little flat. Newton came out charged up and got the win. It would have been great for Northview to get that win, to have that confidence going into the region schedule. But hey, Alpharetta's there this Friday night. Time to forget about that one. It's region play now. These are the ones that count. Go out there and get it done at home against the Raiders, and you'll forget about the Newton loss.
Yeah, you got to bounce back. And we get back to the highlights, and the Milton Eagles are in the midst of a 2-game losing streak, and things did not get any easier this past Friday night as they went on the road to face unbeaten Lassiter. Milton's Colin McElroy, trying to get things started offensively, drops back and throws an interception right into the hands of Lassiter's Garrett Shank, who is off and running down the sideline. No one is going to slow him down. 63 yards later, the Trojans take an early 7-0 lead. Next Trojan possession, quarterback Eddie Prince finds Jawan Dickey on the screen pass. Dickey, weaving his way through the Eagles' defense, has a good run before finally being brought down.
On the ensuing play, the give is the tailback Isaiah Willis, who scampers around the edge with a 10-yard touchdown. Trojans lead 14-0.
And Milton now with the ball. The handoff to Drayvon Paulk, who tries to scoot around the Trojan defense but is unable to get around the corner, and Devontae Moore. And that'll bring up Colin McElroy and the Eagles, who are unable to break through the Trojan defense. The Eagles fall to 1-3 after the 28-17 loss. And Nathan, the Eagles played well, but they played a tough Lassiter team, got a losing streak. How do they rebound?
Yeah, Lassiter, a high-powered offense, and Milton actually led the game 17-14 at the half. Lassiter loses starting quarterback Eddie Prince to a shoulder injury, and that might have hurt Milton because you figured you prepare all week to face a high-powered passing offense, and then all of a sudden you're facing a running team, and I don't know if that messed them up any, but they definitely hung with them very well. You don't like to lose games, and they're kind of on a downslide right now. The good news is they have 2 weeks now to prepare for Centennial in that region opener, which is the most important thing. It's region play now, and they will have 2 weeks to prepare for the Knights, and I think they will be ready to go there when that game kicks off there in 2 weeks.
All right. Well, more highlights as we check in on the Marist War Eagles in a big-time region matchup with Southwest Dekalb. Both teams needing a win to stay in the region title hunt. War Eagles looking to get the scoring started early in this one as Austin Harden attempts a 24-yard field goal, giving the War Eagles an early 3-0 lead. We pick it up now late in the first quarter with Southwest Dekalb threatening. The give is to Torin Davis, who gets it around the edge. He's going to break a tackle and into the end zone, giving the Panthers an early 6-3 lead after the failed extra point.
That would be all the offense for the Panthers. Their next possession, Southwest Dekalb would be forced to punt. A fake punt to Stephen Waite, who tries to bounce it outside. Great job by the War Eagle defense shutting him down.
And all the momentum switched after that as Marist would take over from there. First and goal, Miles Willis fakes the give to the upback and throws complete alone to Gray King for the War Eagle touchdown. Marist now leading 10-6. Action now in the third quarter. Marist driving. Willis drops back and completes a pass out to David Phelps, who fights his way for a first down.
Later on the drive, it's Willis with the option keeper up the middle, lowers his head and into the end zone for Marist. The War Eagle now leads 17-6 at the end of 3.
And a great run there by Willis. Marist up by 11 late in the game. Willis is going to keep the option again, and this time he is gone. He is going to add one more touchdown for the War Eagles. Marist would go on to win 23-6, and Coach Chadwick and the War Eagles improve to 3-1. An important win, Nathan, for Marist. So do they have a shot at the state title?
Well, they have a shot at the state title. The region title they still have a shot at as well, which is probably their goal right now. You know, that loss to Tucker really hurt them, kind of put them behind the 8 ball. You know, if they can defeat Mays, finish out the season unbeaten, get a little help from Mays to defeat Tucker and create a 3-way tie, they have a chance, or on the outside chance that Tucker actually loses 2 games. Don't see that happening. There is a chance there. The important thing right now, take care of business the rest of the way and lock up that number 2 seed and get the home field advantage in the first round.
Yeah, the region title is always number 1. Time now to recap the rest of Week 4 football action from around North Fulton, and we start things off with Alpharetta Raiders winning their second straight game.
Big win for the Raiders, defeat Marietta 33-20. Alpharetta scored 21 points in the last 6 minutes to pull away. Joshua Dodds completed 27 of 38 passes for 369 yards and 3 touchdowns. Raiders finished non-region play at 3-1, and they open at Northview this Friday night for their region part of their schedule.
Now Chattahoochee.
Yeah, defeated Creekview 45-21. Cougars piled up 333 yards rushing, had 6 different runs of more than 20 yards. Chattahoochee started the second half with an onside kick and recovered it and kind of ran away with it from there. Hooch defense held Creekview to just 150 yards rushing and forced several key turnovers. They will play Northwest Whitfield at home this week.
And now the Gladiators of Johns Creek.
They keep rolling, defeating Woodland, a very tough team, 28-13. They improved to 4-0 on the season, 4-0 in region. Gladiator defense only allowed 15 yards rushing. Interceptions made by Parker Asbell, Zach Disher, and Will Summers. Big keys as well. And Sky Overton, 4 rushing touchdowns from the quarterback. Chase Solomon, 160 all-purpose yards.
Now over to Centennial.
A tough one there to Wheeler. 45-41, Centennial falls. The Knights defense gave up over 400 yards of offense. Jimmy Meyer was solid, passing for 2 touchdowns, running for 2 more. He completed 17 of 22 passes for 155 yards. Despite constant pressure from the Wheeler defense, Knights fell behind 17-0 early and just couldn't quite rally for the victory.
And Roswell.
Yeah, they lose to Walton 45-3. Walton outrushed the Hornets 360 yards to 40. It's the Hornets' first losing streak of more than 3 games since 1994. It's a very tough start. One interesting stat, though, they've gone 151 games without being shut out in a contest. So that streak keeps going. That is a record in the state. So they have that to hang their hat on, but they have a lot of work to do before region play starts.
That's quite impressive. Now let's get back to Alpharetta. Are they playing the best right now in Region 6?
Of the North Fulton teams, Alpharetta, I think, is definitely playing the best. They're 3-1 right now heading into the region schedule. But you have to look over at West Forsyth. They've started the season 4-0. They've knocked off some very good Etowah and Harrison, two 5A teams that are very good. So West Forsyth, I kind of give the nod to overall, but Alpharetta definitely playing very well heading into the region schedule.
Oh, good. And now back to 4A, Chattahoochee and Johns Creek. They're a couple weeks away, but this is setting up to be a big one.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be a heck of a ball game between those two teams. Not only the friendly neighborhood rivalry, but you have playoff implications on the line. Johns Creek's trying to remain unbeaten and keep pace with Lambert for that region title. Chattahoochee looking to get back in the mix for that region title. It's going to be a heck of a ball game. 2 weeks away. I'm already excited about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one as well. All right, that'll do it for this week. Catch us back here on Comcast 25 next week for game highlights and features. And be sure to like North Fulton Prep Rally on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to see what's happening on the show. For Nathan Shutter, I'm Brian Wise, and thanks. And as always, we'll see you under the lights.
Grab some wood there, bub.